So finally I'm here, a couple of minutes late. So welcome to today's live. I'm really thrilled to have you guys here. I'm hoping it's going to work okay. So I'm just going to double check a couple of things and see if it looks okay on Facebook and all the other places as well. Right. Who is ready for this live today, which is all about my channel prediction actually for 2024. So I can see that somebody's watching now. So come on in. So my channeled 2024 predictions for visionary leaders and disruptors. So for those who don't know me, and this is the first time that you see me on this page, I'm Jenny Lyon Rainbow Anderson. I am a psychic healer and a business strategist. And the predictions, hence the predictions. So I've been tapping into, to the field, if you like, and universal truth. And I will be relaying that information to you today. So let's get started. Just going to see who is here. Can you say hello to, so we've got Anya. Yes. Hello, darling. So great to catch you live. Yes, yes, yes. Lauren is saying, yeah, it's working perfectly on Facebook. Excellent, excellent. So we're really happy that it's working, and it's all good. Okay, so let's just go back now to the live. So I'm still getting used to Restream, but actually it's bloody brilliant because I can stream on like 5 channels at the same time, which is like amazing. So yeah, so I think it's working fine. Okay. So let's dive into this. So I just wanted to say I have lots and lots of notes because I was channeling it. So I thought I need to write it all down or I forget. Yeah. So I just wanted to say, first of all, so when it comes to channeling, anyone can channel. I channel with my higher self. So my higher self is connected to universal truth, if you like, or the universal law of truth, as well as, we can channel the Akashic records about past events and access the information in the Akashic records. We can also access the information in the matrix, in the field, in the future, right? So my channel predictions come from a very clear channel. I'm a very clear channel. And I work with my higher self. I also channel with my own guides. And when it comes to guides, they are higher dimensional beings. So they sometimes change in my team. So sometimes I have some blue avians. Sometimes I have, where I'm from, my planet, my home planet. Sometimes I don't get often ancestors actually, because they may be wrong, you see. I often get the high dimensional beings of some different shapes and forms, sometimes archangels, sometimes goddesses and things like that. So I always trust my own channel, as in like my higher self, the most, because my higher self is almost like this refined channel to universal truth, like I just said. So I'd like you to take this information as like somebody's ideas, because just because it's true to me, it may not feel true to you, right? So this is a part actually of today's topic, that you are meant to be sovereign, like you are meant to be completely in your own sovereign energy and completely take the guidance from your own sovereign channel and completely go and step into self-mastery. That's actually a part of the channeling today. But I'm going to go through the things that was coming through, just to sort of go through the different topics, because there was like different topics coming through. And I'll go through the topics, throughout this live. We're going to do it for about 20, 25 minutes. And yeah, I'd love you to hang on. So if you are an entrepreneur or you are a way shower, you're a visionary, you're a disruptor. You are here to basically change the narrative, be a part of the new era, bringing your own new thought and ways of doing things here on Earth, and be a part of the new sort of like collective, then this live is for you, because you, as me, you're probably getting ideas, and you're probably getting downloads and channeling, if you like, from source, and you feel like you're meant to put it out there. You're meant to deliver this to the people, just like I'm delivering this right now to you. And then you're in exactly the right place, because that's exactly what I support my clients with. So you're in exactly the right place if that's how you feel. Now, you can be a coach, a healer. You could maybe be an online entrepreneur who has, it's like you want to be a way shower. You want to show people the way. You may also be a psychic as well. But really, you're here to contribute as well. And if that's you, let me know in the comments. Is that you? Are you here to do that? Because you landed in the right place. So the first thing that was coming through really for 2024 was that 2024 is going to be a really grounding year. So it's going to feel safer than 2023 felt. So it's going to feel a lot more, just more grounding, more promising, in the sense that you're not going to feel so, it's like the fear and the scarcity and all the horrible like media projections that's been put on us through 2023 and before as well, I suppose, is really, it's really destabilized a lot of people, and bringing them into doing actions that they maybe necessarily wouldn't have done unless they would have been fearmongered, right? So 2023 is about bringing us back to center and turn the noise down, listen to our inner compass, and ground our own ideas and our own visions into this earth plane. It's very much about taking action and making it happen here, because so many of you get visions and ideas and sort of like, these kind of prompts, and then you don't do anything about it. So the idea here is that 2024 is going to be very grounding. So you want to take action, like move the needle every day. I'm kind of an action girl anyway, so it's like probably it's coming through for me like that, because that's what my vibe is and how I will, encourage my clients to be the same, right? So some people might not agree with this action taking thing, but somebody says something here as well. Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's just Carol saying exactly. Yes, exactly that. Taking action is, it's the big thing. So the other thing I was getting through, it's all about coming from the place of service. And you've heard me say this before, but it's about coming from a place of service. And it's like we're meant to have our goals and the desires in place, but we're meant to remove the desires and the goals when we are showing up in service. So, for example, this particular live, I'm showing up in service to you guys, and I have some plans for you. I've even put a link to join my Channel Plan and Strategize call, because I want you to do that. I want you to come and join me on the Channel Plan and Strategize call on the 12th of December. But it's like I'm showing up in service. I have no attachment to my desires that is on my human level, although I have them. Does that make sense? So you're meant to take all this action, show up in service, have your goals and visions and desires in place, like be specific with the universe. But whilst you're showing up, you're not thinking about them. And this is kind of, I think this is where you can feel the authenticity in people. So like when they show up from an authentic place and they're showing up from a place of service with a game plan, you can feel the cleanliness of the energy, right? So this is how we are meant to show up. People are showing up like that now. There are also people showing up with attachment as well. So it's not like it doesn't exist yet. It does. It exists. But 2024 is very much about grounding, going in this level, showing up in service and be really grounded in your actions, because that creates stability and safety for your clients. So when you're listening to this live now, and if I said to you, oh, here are the things that you can join me with, you feel that I am grounded and in service to you. So you feel safe because you feel there's something there. You're just like, yeah, if I was to sign anything with Jenny, I know she will deliver. I can feel that she's grounded. I can feel that it's all transparent. Whatever's putting out there is true. I can feel it. So that's how we are meant to do business. And people are doing this. I'm not saying people are not doing this right now. They are. But we're meant to be doing it that way, with no attachment, showing up in service, grounded, with a game plan. Okay? So people will also start scrolling past more and more. This is like on social media. So if you're on social media and you're looking at posts, and people are actually going to scroll past how much money people are making, because they're like, oh, they're just going to get more and more bored of the focus on money. That does not mean we are not meant to. That is still a part of the game plan. We need to make money to have a business. So it's not like we're removing that bit, but people start getting bored. They will start scrolling past that type of content. And the ones that are still interested in looking at that content and feel attracted by that content, it's a part of their journey. But just generally, collectively, people are just getting bored. They just want to they scroll past the money thing. It doesn't mean that they don't want to know real results and tangible outcomes and the results and the return on investments. People want that in a really grounded way. So it's almost like we've gone back to, it's not gone back to basics, but it's like we've gone back to, so what am I buying? What am I going to get? What's my return on investment? And does it feel good as well? Yes. So it's almost like the intellectual desire or the intellectual decision from the buyer is going to be very sort of like, yes, it's like a fuck yes. You need to feel that as well. But it's at the same time, it's kind of an intellectual decision. It's like, yeah, am I buying the right thing? Have I researched it? Have I gone through the different places and looked? Is this the real deal? I'm getting that. So that's just the collective energy. And you have already started to see this. And this is why the coaching in 2023, everyone went a bit like, oh my God, people are not buying. Or are they? They're buying over there, but they're not buying over here. What's happening? So like this is, so the game plan for 24 is grounded. What am I getting? Return on investment. Is it working? Yes, it is working. We're going to do this, right? That's the kind of, so it's a very grown up way of buying things, isn't it? It's like grown up. Okay. People will also be, it's already happening, but very interested in community connection and collaboration. And we know that already. It's been going like that for quite some time now, but it's about really, is genuinely wanting to feel connected and collaborating. It's not just like, oh, we should collaborate because I think that's the way it's going right now. It's more like, I feel like collaborate, like I want to do it. It's this deeper feeling, yeah? This is all about resetting the foundations of online business and sophisticating it and refining it and making it a real thing, right? It's a real thing. It's like a real thing. It's not just, I'm quite good at coaching people, or let's just get doing online business and clients. No, it's a real thing. It's like being a teacher, an architect, a doctor, or something. It's like the real experts with experience and with passion and who wants to show up in service. We're here to stay, and it's a real thing. Okay, you what you get, what you see is what you get. When you buy, you get return on investment. Okay, but this also comes down to discernment, right? So we want to be discerning about where we're going. The next things, the questions also. So to reset your foundation, there was a few questions that you may want to ask yourself that came up when I was doing this channeling. And this is for you who are a way shower, who is a coach, who is a healer, who is a visionary, and who are here to change the narrative and the collective, like change the collective energy. So if you feel a bit, I wouldn't say lost, but if you feel a little bit sort of like you've gone through the tumble dryer in 23, these are the questions you want to ask yourself now. So why am I doing this? Because you've probably been in business for a couple of years or even longer. It's like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? So you really want to ask yourself, and you want to give yourself some real tangible answers to that question. Why am I doing this? It's like grown up, you know? It's like Capricorn energy. Like, we'll take responsibility. Like, yeah, why am I doing this? And then go even deeper. So this is the second question. It's like, what is the real reason I am actually here? What's the real reason I am here? And this is obviously beyond, I'm not meaning, you know, you might be a great parent and partner and those things as well. I'm talking about entrepreneurship here, talking about entrepreneurship. What's the real reason you're here? And you want to answer that question as well. The next question, what lights me up? So this is not about that you don't like maybe to do, I don't know, spreadsheets or something in your business. It's more like, what lights you up? Can you run your business online by feeling energized and feeling like excited about what you're creating? What is it that lights you up? And if it doesn't light you up, if there's one bit that doesn't light you up, you want to ask yourself, is that something you can delegate? Or is that something you can, like, you know, not remove from your business, but, you know, is there something that you can change? I had a question in the Connect Soul Club the other day, and it was about content. So the answer, I'm not going to go into details here, but the answer to about the content thing was like, how can you create content that feels energizing and exciting for you to share? What would that content look like? Would that be doing lives like this, or do you like writing? You know, anyway, what I wanted to do was like to ignite the fire back into my client and say, right, okay, what's the, you know, what lights you up, you know, because you want to, us doing this should come from a place of being lit up. Yeah. Now, the next question is, who will benefit from my work? It's almost like I'd like you to connect with these people energetically, because we're also family. You know, so you can find clients. I'm not saying you should rely on that strategy only. You know, you can't just rely on, you know, light connections, you know, soul threads. But it is a good strategy as well, because like, if you can light up your energy in such a way that you're connecting who would benefit from your work, and actually send energetically out intentions to those people to come. Yeah. And just know it's working. Just know it's working. Right. So that's a little micro strategy, but, you know, take that one or leave it. It's like, I do it all the time, because I'm like, the people is meant to find me is going to find me. You know, the people who have never heard of me before will find me. And I do believe that. Now, the next step is we're going to move into global energies. So, I have 8 more minutes. I'm going to see if I can get this all done. So this is for the whole of the world. This is not just for entrepreneurs. The more self-sustained we can become, the better. this means not maybe living off the grid or outside of the matrix, but like, can you create a life where you are not relying on the system? I.e., entrepreneurship is a great way to relate to create a life without, because I'm only relying on my own energy and my own skills, my own gifts, my own expertise to bring, to bring, to raise the vibration of the world, but also to bring me all the things that I want in this earthly life. So what is it? How can you? I know that entrepreneurship is a good way, but what other ways can you do? Can you live in big communities? Or some people love this idea. So, and the less reliant on the systems we become, the better for generations to come. And I don't see this as like a, black and white thing. We transition out of the systems more and more. And we are building bridges from the old to the new. So this is something that you want to think about. And if we can, this is entrepreneurship again, obviously, if we can strive towards creating our own sustainable business and livelihood outside of the matrix, the better. Because we are our own, sovereign beings. No one can take my content away. No one can take my website away. No one can take my lives and my energy away. I can, you know what I mean? So like, if I can create this, my own sustainable way, that's exactly what's available to you too. And that's better for the collective going forward. The next thing here, this was about seeing people in person and also creating community. So start your own community in your own community where you are. So if you're thinking, oh God, should I go online? If you haven't started yet, and if you're like kind of getting started, I really recommend that you start in your local area right now, because that's a very big vibe in 24. It has already started in 23, but 24 is going to be even more like that. Connect with people in your local area. I'm actually, for the first time, doing a project next year in my local area here, and I've not done anything in my local area since 2019. It's 5 years. The next 5 years. So I'm doing that, which is exciting. Okay. The next thing is, so you're meant to be online and offline as well. So it's like a sophistication is happening with your presence. So if you can build community attraction locally and also online, like you might not do it at the same time, but what I'm saying here is it's about a congruent sort of visibility. So it's not like, oh, I'm just going to go local. I'm not going to worry about online. No, it's about finding a really great balance there and have both. If you don't feel like doing anything locally and you live in an area where you don't think you could, then maybe it's not for you. But I'm just saying, you want to check out your local area and you really want to sort of, blend the both. Okay, the next thing is, and we're coming back to this Capricorn energy about building sustainably. So these were the things that was coming through. If you are at the moment struggling to find how to build your business, get a part-time job, put a plan in place. They said create stability, stay fluid in your creative process, because you're meant to, it's almost like you're meant to have this structure and a game plan, 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, 10 years, but stay fluid in the creation. So create a game plan, get the part-time job. If you're starting the online business, make sure cash coming in, invest in your business, bring this masculine energy into it. This is it. The next thing is remove all the distractions. So anything that is not in alignment with your highest vision, that has got little relevance to it or feels out of alignment, remove. Because it's going to slow you down, right? So you're meant to really sort of fast track by doing that. This is about being actually really serious about what you're doing without taking yourself too seriously, right? The next thing, and we know this within coaching, do create your own methodology and do create your own certifications. So if you have channeled a system, you're really meant to create your own certification for that. And if you are teaching things, you're meant to ground methodology. So I've grounded a couple of methodologies. One is the 7 levels of embodied leadership, and the other one is the Grow, Shine, Thrive method. So there's a few methods there. So you're really meant to do that. Okay. I teach that, by the way, but yes, create your own brand. We know this as well. You know that already, but it's going to be even more so look, create your own brand. You want to be branded. And if you have any questions about that, I can send you somewhere where you can help getting branded. I'm not a brand expert. But you're really meant to do that. Okay. 2 more minutes because I've got a call. My ladies may have to wait for 2 minutes. The next thing I want to talk about is money and the future of 2024 and beyond. So money will become more neutral to us because it has in the past had such a charge around it, but it's going to become more neutral, nor bad or good. Again, this comes back to the real sustainability, sort of a little bit more Saturn, Capricorn, boring structural energies, and as we are shifting in consciousness and creating more and more from the place of service, money becomes more neutral because they are a byproduct of what we're doing. And on a technical level, this already, but emotionally, this has not been the case in the last 5 years in the online space. We know this from a higher level of consciousness that when we detach from money and it becomes a neutral energy and we show up from service, money will always come. But it really is going to feel like that as well. There's a different way to think that and to feel it. So it just means that you still have the game plan, you're still working towards financial goals, but you show up from this neutral energy about it. And it's like I said, people are just going to get more bored. We know we need it, and we're just going to be more detached from it, which is really cool, because that just means that there is less sort of pull with it, right? It just means that it's available to everybody. We're all having a big party together, and we're all having a bloody laugh doing what we're doing and helping each other, and everyone's having a fucking great time, right? And we're all making loads of money, and it's oh yeah, of course that came as well. Brilliant. Yeah, that's the collective global sort of energy around it. That's 24 and beyond. So the only reason we had that program around money and an emotional attachment is because the polarity was so strong on Earth that everyone who was really unfulfilled and unhappy and living in fear also had no money at the time. Sorry, that's my daughter. No, I'm on the call. Yeah, that's my daughter. They had no money. So that became then an emotional pain around that. But because things are shifting now, and also the more we are showing up in this right high conscious energy, and the matrix is crumbling, there will be less fear around it as well. So there's just a gradual change, right? Now, it is an outdated belief that money will make us happy. Yes, but we know that as well. But we want to feel safe. This comes back to this grounding energy around it. Shelter, food, money, comfort, luxurious in life, having nice holidays, being just safe. We all want to feel that way. And that's essentially money makes you feel more safe because you can do those things without stressing about it, right? Now, self-mastery is the next thing. I think I've got 2 ladies I'm going to see at 4:00. Just wait for 5 minutes, guys. And I'll be, I want to finish this. I thought it would be 30 minutes will be plenty. But Okay, the next one is self-mastery. Now, this is what came through this morning. So we are moving away from looking outside of ourselves for permission, validation, and validation. Again, many people still look outside of themselves for permission and validation. But really, it's about deep self-inquiry and no more self-sacrifice. Because what happens when we show up from a deeply connected space from ourselves, we are actually deeply checking in what we need. And when we're really checking in what we need, we realize that we are maybe overgiving, or there's out of balance in places, and we are self-sacrificing and actually showing up for other people more than we show up for ourselves. And it's just because it's like a default program. It's like it's not like, oh, I'm not valuable. It's like a default thing of being in. So it comes from a place of lack, but also it must be an exchange for the things I do. It's a hard work program. It comes from a deep sense of it's a default. So what happens is that if we really sit and think and feel deeply into ourselves what we really need, it's like we can stop ourselves in the tracks of just habit, because it's like a DNA programming habit to do everything for other people and not for ourselves, because we lived in such dire for hundreds and hundreds of years, right? So what this means is that we just need to slow down and really feel into what we need. And when we feel in and really feel this inner compass, what do I need? What feels right? What feels wrong? Not right? What feels aligned? What does not feel right? When we give ourselves that space, we can then make more informed decisions about saying, yeah, I'm not choosing that, or I am not available for this thing, or so your boundaries become much more stronger, right? And that is the way forward as well. And that comes with business, family, with everyone. And this is all coming back to the big word that came through, which is responsibility. So it's your ability to respond instead of react or get triggered. So responsibility is about us taking back our power, actually. So take back our power through responsibility. Thrive on being responsible. And then grow from being responsible. And then change from being responsible. That's it. That is the channelings, guys, for 2024. So I'm going to shoot off because I'm running late. If you want to join the Channel Plan and Strategize call, which is on the portal, 12th of December, I'm going to do a call for rising entrepreneurs, visionary leaders, online entrepreneurs, business owners who wants to channel for themselves for 2024. We're going to then plan what's going to happen just on it's like a skeleton, we're not going to go into detail. We don't have time to do that with everyone, but do a nice plan and then strategize what's going to happen in your business in 24. Okay. So you want to come on that call. It is a replay available, but it's really good if you can come live because you will interact. So if you're watching replay, obviously you can't interact. So I'd like you to come live if possible. So that's on the 12th. That's it. I think that's it. That's all my notes. Is that all my notes? Yes, that's all my notes. All right, I'm going to go. So my two lovely ladies who I'm seeing now. Sorry, I'm a little bit late, but yeah, I'll see you soon, guys. So I'll see you in the Channel Plan Strategize call. And if you have any questions, send me a message. And for the rest of the evening or day, have a wonderful day. And I see you all soon.